Welcome back. Yes, we are doing a super chat midweek, and that is because I will not be doing the super chats on Sunday because I am having my wedding. Okay, so we will go into the disclaimers prior to starting. Those of you who have prepaid your super chats, it is in the community tab. Or the comments section rather of the video. Now, first and best dressed, we do have another live coming, which I will put in the community tab or I will schedule it. Separately, we also will be having a session on Monday within the members, and they may see some background footage of the wedding. So if you want to come and join, feel free. What else do I need to tell you? I give no legal, professional, financial, psychological advice. For such, please seek a professional. Now, how are we doing after the moon in Scorpio? It's been pretty deep. It has been pretty deep. I think a lot of us can feel quite tired. I did mention a lot of the base chakra will be coming up. Morning, sweet. How are you doing? Are we like trying to go zen? Abdominal situations, I wouldn't be surprised for some of you. I'm telling you. And the pressure of Saturn. Good morning, Research Clue. Yes. So how are we liking the Perth WA time, evening times with me? Well, it depends on where you are. Morning, Giggle. I chucked the list through to you, doll. I've thrown it up. It's as above. It looks like it's all jammed together because I cut and pasted it from... Morning, Angela. How you doing? Yes, we're counting down the days. For me, good grief. Oh, gosh, it's been a hectic week. It's been a hectic few months. I don't even know. Yeah, tummy has been really... Giggle and I were laughing about that. I did tell her, look, I'm having tummy issues. Because my second job, I actually work on the road. So problematic when you're trying to find a powder room. Not the most wonderful thing in the world. All is well. Good to hear. Yeah, so base chakra, obviously, because Scorpio can relate to internals. It can be like piping. It can be digestion. Pluto also there. So agitation can come up in the gut. Also really good time to check your use by dates. Good PPE, looking at your use by dates on food. The Sagittarius energy is probably going to make us want to eat spicy food. Anyone craved a curry all of a sudden, or some international cuisine of some description? Sagittarius kind of brings that up. So who do we have first? Yeah, it has been intense, like legit. Twin and I just said we want to sleep. I said, do you want to sleep for a week? And he's not a big sleeper. I said, and then he says, no, I want to sleep for a month. So that's coming from a divine masculine, okay? So let's just be real. Everyone could feel quite tired. Depending on where you are in your journey, you're going to have a different vibe. But yes, fatigue is possible. Energy will pick up as we do move into the month of December. We will feel a little bit more vital as things proceed forward. There is a lot to do with codependency that's really going to come up in the collective. And it's really hard to admit at times because we all have an attachment somewhere. And shadow work is very, very possible. And I think with that self-awareness, you more than likely can come out of it quite proud of yourself. So, don't be hard on yourself when we have triggers. It's not the end of the world. You're a human being after all. Yeah, you're a soul having a humanistic experience. So just be in self-awareness. That would be the best advice I'd have. And try not whoop ass if possible, if you can. Oh, we've got some jumpers. Okay, we'll go into the super chats. Otherwise, we'll never get to bed. Giggle might have a better list than me. The first individual is Tracy. Or did I put it all backwards? Let me double check. I think I missed some. We had Ollie. If there's an Ollie in the house, yeah, you had it. There you go. So there you go. So I do believe Ollie actually was on the last super chat. So I'll pull some cards. Payment was sent through, a donation, but nothing was sent on the video. But again, you know, with videos, it's kind of the way it goes. Sometimes it's if it comes in too late and I'm logging off, or okay, we're wrapping them up, that's the last one and it went through and the person bounced back, we could have missed it. So if that ever happens, I will always add it to the next super chat, so never stress. So I'll pull some cards and we'll see what is coming up for Ollie. Okay. Now, this could be based on a previous circumstance of maybe what you went through. There could have been some sense of a document that you had to address in some shape or form. But I do feel overall you're trying to get balance in your life. It feels like you had gone through a very serious situational ship in your life. I do feel with the justice here, you're coming through. What I'm seeing is almost like wanting to get balance, wanting to get into harmony. Now, it could relate to a document of some description. What could that look like? Gee, it could be a transition of a job. It could be a divorce. It just feels you're trying to get your rights back in some shape or form, but it also feels you're trying to get the balance. I do feel some healing and intuitive energy is coming up. You might have really been looking to the past and feeling that you lost something. I'm also hearing, and this is really strange, and this doesn't have to be romantic related. This could be, stepping away from things. But I feel like I'm hearing the term chalk and cheese. So whatever you're moving into, it's going to be very different to any very heavy vibrations that you've experienced before. And I feel you're doing a lot of work on it. There does appear to be a tactical, they're making reference to taking a tactical approach, and that could be with maybe something that you're moving towards. I also see a great deal of independence. If you're worried about doing something solo in any description, they're saying it will be very successful. They're saying that this will come up trumps for you. I also feel if people have abused their power and maybe, how could I explain it? Yeah, it feels like an abuse of power. If there's been some sense of abuse of power, or, you're moving away from the circumstance, which I really feel you are, whatever the circumstance is, the notion that's coming through from you guides are they're going to regret it. And I'm hearing the cup song. It's like, you're going to miss me when I'm gone. So you are moving away from one chapter. You're moving into a new one. You are coming up with the star card. So if you physically had to bring the tower down, you're actually moving forward in your life and it's going to be positive. There are some offers coming up here too. Try to keep your vibe high. I don't get a negative feeling. Sometimes, and this has actually happened to me, where you try to find the comedy in a situation, and sometimes we can, through these transits, have a bit of vengeful energy. We're human, as I mentioned. There is a possibility, although I don't really get that from your vibe. So they're trying to say to you, keep it on the up and up. Universe is going to resolve any conflict that you have been experiencing. And if there has been anyone that's done wrong by you, they will get their dues. But it's saying just give it to Gaia, so to speak. Keep it on the up and up, because you are quite protected and you're going to get the outcome that you desire in any shape or form, especially in romance. Regardless of being, whatever status it is saying that things are going to become more positive. But at the moment, there could be a bit of heavy energy. Overall, you're going to get your outcome that you desire. So you could bump into somebody also that you haven't seen in a while. And they're asking you to take a moment, because it could be that you're going to respond to that situation differently. Wait to hear this person out. Gauge it then, because I do feel there's there's something that needs to be heard from this individual, but I think after the fact, you'll know how to proceed forward. I'll leave it at that. Feel free, if you have any questions, you can ask. And whatever I do pick up in a channeled energy, I will, when I have 5, give it to you. Tracy, how you doing, my love? If Tracy's here, I know that there is different time zones for all of you. So, you know, hopefully having a varied schedule actually gives each of you an opportunity to join the live and come and have a chat and, you know, fill your time. Thanks, Giggle. Hi, Tracy. How you doing, love? Are you taking care? How was the moon for you? Was it like, did you lay low? Oh, goodness. I had a very comical day today. Every day of the week has been exhausting. Waking up. How are you? Oh, not too bad. I actually witnessed a grown adult have a temper tantrum today. It was really amusing. And I said to Twin, I says, I can't actually say that. I don't think I've ever had a physical temper tantrum at work. And I was like, that's interesting. Maybe because I'm more an intellectual person. I've been sleeping and have been spicy. Yeah, like spicy food. I have been very hungry all of a sudden, but I haven't really been eating a lot, which is strange. Definitely the hydration. I've been trying to keep my hydration up. So thirsty. But yeah, I found myself in a food hall while I was shopping for the wedding. And I was like, oh, I should get a curry. I really craved a curry. And I was like, girl, you know that's gonna sit in you so heavy right now. Yeah, so I walked away. I was like, I'll see you soon, my old friend. I make good curry anyway. I don't have the time for it. Okay, what do you want me to tune into? Whatever comes through? Or do you have a particular question? I tell you, I didn't want to wake up this morning. I was like, I don't want to, but I'm so nerdy and responsible. It's like, come on, girl, giddy up. A couple of places I go to, they're like, we had to wake up at 4. And I was like, I woke up at 3. Justin Timberlake, cry me a river. Love or whatever you see. Okay, you've got intuitive energy coming through. This can be very psychic in notion, or it could be, in fact, this card reading shortly after. You may get some movement in that department. I'm seeing a question mark. You have some questions. I think this could be either to an individual or in relationship to it. It's random how guides work, but I'm just repeating what I'm best way I can. Okay, so we have this intuitive energy. I also feel trust your intuition, especially when reading people, because you are coming up as the Queen of Cups. Okay, you want somebody who's going to connect with your mind. You want somebody who, hi, Dal. It's like it needs to be deep. You want them to be able to get you. You need the intellectual energy as well as the physical. There needs to be that spiritual energy, but it does feel quite intellectual. There could be a circumstance at times. Your energy is very intellectual. So at times this can be misunderstood in a romantic context. But I feel you hold your cards close to your chest. To you, it's quite natural and it's simple, but, you know, I'm getting that there is this strong pull, but what you're desiring, what you're looking for is something that is very, very deep. Yarn's been having the time of her life, honestly, Giggle. There could be a situation you're dealing with at the moment that you feel a little bit unmotivated by. You could be making a temporary sacrifice and saying you're going to deal with it, and you're going to continue to do it, and you're going to continue to deal with it, but there is an end point. That can be an end of a contract. It could be like, sometimes it's almost like psychologically with situations, we can give ourselves ultimatums, and it's like, let's hold on to there. But after that, it's like if this, and this happens, that's what we're going to do. So I'm hearing the term backup plan. I do feel there's some travel on the horizon for you. Again, they keep bringing me back to the intellectual energy. I feel you need, there could be a need for detail. I also see there's a possibility of getting a new car. Again, I can't give you financial advice, but what I can say is if you are going to get anything to that degree that is technology, dealing with anything paperwork related, really before the end of the month, you really do want to. Okay. So there is a bit of a trip. I do see a possibility of a new car. But there is movement. Now, I think, going away is going to give you sometimes perspective is like a painting. So getting away means we can remove ourselves from environments, we can have that detachment, and we can have the space that we can actually think about the thoughts that we need to think about. And I think this can be to do with work, career. I feel a lot of old friends are going to come back into your circle, but I do feel privately you're going to be making some decisions. I'm hearing the term opportunity. Now, you may have multiple opportunities with this situation. Could this be love? Very possibly. It also could relate to work. And I do feel for some reason there's movement there. Doors are going to be opening to you. Again, I think at this point in time, I don't know why I'm getting that there could have been some conflict with another individual. I do feel it's going to resolve, but I feel it's after you have this break. I don't feel it's happening right now. But everything looks positive. I can say that. If you have a major decision to make, I feel you've sort of got your tick boxes that you know when you're going to address them, if that makes sense. It's like ultimatums with things. It's like, okay, I'll go this far, but I won't go that far. So you've crossed your T's and dotted your I's. You're going to step back. Somebody also, it's almost like your guides, your oversouls are challenging an individual to move towards you. And it's almost like they're needing to level up in some shape or form. This could be somebody you had been with. It could be somebody you're with. It is going to resolve. But again, I keep hearing the reference to this break being quite important. What are they showing me? There also could be memories with an individual at that location. That's what they're making reference to. What's the dirt on that one? Do you have history with someone there? I do see an event coming up for you as well. Could it be a Christmas party? It feels something more personal. This could be like, it's a large function though. Well, I hope you enjoy the mountains. Drive carefully. Between the Scorpio moon, then we're moving to the Gemini moon. It is going to be very social, but we're going to have to be quite independent. We could, with certain individuals, we can get a little bit of a feeling where we feel smothered or manipulated. Just all of us are going to have to be in that awareness. I hope that helped, my love. Now we have Dawn. I don't know if Dawn's here. Dawn, I didn't realise I was talking to you in the members, and I know it was funny. We have different levels in the members, for those of you that don't know. As a child, every year I would go there, and we are meeting more family there this year. That's nice. Most welcome, sweet. Have a wonderful time. I just feel there's going to be an announcement in your family, Tracy. It could be like an engagement, it might be. But I do feel you have a lot of luck around you, love. So there's possibilities of advancements, but it feels lady luck. So good luck with that one. Hey, Dawn. Yeah, it was quite funny. So in the members, we actually have the bottom level, which is a standard chat. If you go to the top level, you get all the other perks that you get from YouTube in that members level. You then get chat rooms. You can audio talk. You can put posts up. We talk about transits, trigger points, casual chats. We have built quite a friendship in there. And separately, people have their own chat rooms. So if they want to PM me directly, they're able to in there. And so I put a bit of an update while I was working my second job that I would be going, in fact, live tonight. And Dawn goes, Neil, like, you're PMing me because we had been talking previously. So I didn't exit that window and I remained in it. And I was like, FY, guys. Yeah. Dawn's like, yeah, wrong window. It's okay. Dawn took control. She was fine. What do I see coming through for you, Dale? I have come to the conclusion. That one of my guides is a girlfriend that I had years ago. And she was a real comedian, and I do believe she had Gemini in her chart, and she absolutely loved music, but she was very facetious. She was very comical and cheeky, and some of the songs do remind me of Dawn's energy. Whenever Dawn comes in the house, I always get songs. Song Compass at the moment is a bit quiet, Dawn. You could be a bit too much up in your head. You're not losing your rag or anything, but you could be a little bit up in your head. Oh, there you go. I don't want to hear no more sad songs. That's the song I heard, Rita Ora. I messaged Twin a nice text Monday, crickets. Remember, any triggers that they're having has nothing to do with you. As we enter into this season, I like to call is this an intervention or a family gathering? Yes. I think I mentioned that ages ago, didn't I, Giggle? Like, my context was, whenever we get a large group of people together, there's always drama. And many moons ago, especially when I was young, it was always like, why can't I have a normal family? And really, what is normal? Let's just be perfectly real. So fights do happen, all the rest of it, right? But I made it a rule that gatherings were not therapy sessions. That if they needed that had to happen prior. And we were going to make peace, not war, at the dinner table. It didn't happen very often, but it was perfectly clear. And so my girlfriend and I would have a joke. We'd go, okay, grab the popcorn. And we would wager it. We'd look at each other and go, here we go. There's always got to be one. Okay, what we have, Dawn, let me have a look. Okay, as far as you're concerned, everything is very simple. It doesn't feel simple, but the outcome and the requirement to you is simple. You're like, it's not rocket science. Since my mum moved north is just daughter, BF and daughter. Yeah, rest and recover. Rest and eat and be merry. Okay, so look, it could be that you're thinking, gee, you need to own your power, man. This could be changing your frequency. There's toxicity here. Okay, I don't feel it's twin, though. What is this about? This person's depressed. I got the gist. Okay. What you're wanting to avoid is moving into the runner chaser, right? So try not to get triggered at the fact you didn't get a response back. You are within your right if you are in front of that person to say, look, that, it's almost like the abandonment energy, the ignoring, it can be passive aggressive, so to speak. How we take it, not necessarily is what was meant. Also, especially if that person doesn't have coping mechanisms, we could be personalizing, which it is personal. I mean, nobody likes to be ghosted or ignored or treated poorly. But I do feel you're going to bring this up. You also do feel that you're kind of saying to yourself, well, I've brought it up 100 times. So what is the difference going to be? The difference is always how you respond. So if your old energy was, okay, we've had some great weeks. If you want to flip that, especially something that that person will never expect, is not to mention it. Sounds counterproductive, is to absolutely ignore it. And it's almost like, especially if that person's quite addicted to attention, but negative attention, you're taking that power away of advice that they have to relate to you differently. Does that make sense? So you're in two minds about it. Your subconscious mind is like, really, you have this frequency where it's like the audacity, the nerve. But the other half of you is sort of like, but what's that going to gain? And it's all about making the cake differently. And I've said this millions of times. But it's a process of elimination. This person is still coming up as the King of Coins. Both of you could be a bit guarded, especially when we feel offended. Something to do with our spirituality, our belief system, and our value system. This person, it is looking from the cards that they do have quite a bit on their plate. Sheba, get down. If you hear that, that's my puppy. She's probably thinking, why is Mum in there talking? I'm being a big girl and now getting and not getting triggered. Yeah, it's almost like, look, do I feed into this? Is it because it's not that. The crazy thing is, even if we say something or we don't say something, it is still how we do feel. And so we do, if we're loving ourselves and we actually can acknowledge what that is coming up, you are within your right to be offended. It's like standards in life. We all have our own base mark and standards. Can necessarily everyone meet up to them? Not necessarily. But it can change the way people relate to us. And I do feel you're kind of like, look, I heard the Cup song, you're going to miss me when I'm gone. I heard the Rita Ora song. So we are moving away from an old way of relating. It's gloomy there too. Yeah, the weather has been, Pluto's there, man. Underground. Okay, so you're just needing a break. I'm looking at the 10 of Wands here, and it's like, look, things are getting a bit heavy. Again, I do see you tying up a lot of loose ends. For some reason, there's going to be a lot of activity around your home. And I don't think it's just to do with Thanksgiving. I think it's renovations. This feels very busy. This person has been having nightmares that you're moving. Okay. Now, this can be with their attitude change. I feel it's pending. I don't think it's happened yet, but it could be because you are changing the way the house is looking. You're realizing you have more options than you think. And I do think this person's going to worry. Also, if you are telling yourself that, this is the way it's going to be forever, they're actually saying that's false. Okay? They're saying it's false. You also spiritually don't believe they're going to lose the karmic. You know that you did the right thing with the phone call. This person knows that they need to come forward and to calm down. They do see you more than a friend, but they're still trying to have integrity, and I think they're mulling over this. I also see some change with the family. There's a lot of fights between these two individuals. Look at this. Between the masculine and the karmic, look at how they're relating to each other. Okay. Now, can they break the chains of this? I believe so. Oh, heck. Okay, there's jealousy about you, Dawn. It's coming back up very heavily, especially because if the karmic has been used to one vibration, okay, and karmics can be this reunion and surprise, you have that as your outcome. Karmics serve a purpose. See that? As soon as I talk about the karmic, I yawn. This karmic cycle is going to be pretty full on. I feel that initially when you were around, it was easy to blame you. Now it feels as though because you're not, and that person's not seeing you as much, that the issues inside the connection are coming up more so. And so the person then can't project that onto you and blame you, but there appears to be some conflict and imbalance. This person is almost like, I'm hearing the term, better the devil you know than the devil you don't. And it doesn't mean that that's how they're looking at you. They do think that it's like the one that got away. That's the frequency that's coming through. They're not articulating it yet, but I think it's going to come back up again. And I also feel they're going to tell you something to do with the karmic that is very different of a time than you have ever heard from this person before. So it feels like they're wanting to, leave them out in the cold. This person's really ready for that. Very windy out there. No wind. I love it when they say no wind, no rain, and we're like, don't know what bloody channel you're looking at, but it's not the one I'm looking at. Yeah. Yeah, a bit moody. Well, I can't say a bit moody, Dawn. I actually feel that she is quite moody towards him at this point. Research clue. Let's plow through these. It's now 9 p.m. at night here. I've been up since 3. What a dickhead. I very rarely go to sleep right away. I call it the woman unwind. I have to unwind first. So I usually scroll and then it becomes boring and then I fall asleep. And then I wake up in the morning and go, I don't want to. What would you like to know, research clue? Let's get your cards. Oh, crap. Okay, karmic energy flipped out. What's going on there? Okay, first thing I'm getting is the work-related dynamics. Somebody has crossed you. Or the behavior just feels bitchy. Thanks, Giggle. It's almost like I just opened my mouth all of a sudden. What's going on with twin? And yes, anything else coming up? It feels like there is one energy at work that is, you may need to watch them. I feel, and this is weird, I do feel this individual is a male, okay? That's the first thing I've got. I do see that they could be late 20s to mid-20s. They feel young. Okay. Could this person be a secretary, an aide to somebody higher? Possibly. I would say there is a particular individual there that's acting a little bit like a spy, and you may need to be wary of that individual. Yes. Okay. I do think, how do I put this? I don't think Christmas is coming soon enough for you. You know, it's almost like, can I just have a break so I don't have to think about this for a bit? But it's almost like it's really putting pressure on you. Now, let's pull some cards for twin. Oh, they're coming out positively as well. This individual is coming up as a king. How do they feel about you? You're the one that got away. Okay, I hope you're open-minded because I'm just going to say the first things that are coming to my mind. The first thing is I'm hearing, again, maybe in code, maybe sometimes in code songs come through. I'm hearing Santana and Rihanna, and it's bad thoughts. And it is quite a seductive kind of song. It's very scorpionic energy, where this person does have thoughts about you that can be quite provocative in nature. They are looking at this as a third party energy. I love that song too. Random that it's come up now. It's like, okay, that's interesting. So the third party card, when they do tune into you, again, I do hear the one that got away. They do feel that they're a little bit jelly that you're single and they're addressing that themselves. They actually feel that they should have been a very long time ago. Do I feel this individual's a strong person? Yeah, I really do. Private, but strong. They are having conflict at the moment. They are quite fed up with the connection. Spiritually, this energy can come through maybe in the ethers in your dreams. Especially, you know, this can also be manifested when we're super impatient and we the things that maybe peeved us off, we suddenly find ourselves saying, oh, I'd even take it as is. Be careful putting that out to universe. I have been saying that for the last few days, especially to clients. Be careful what you ask for. You may get it, and we may not necessarily know what's best for us. And then we end up with half a cake that's baked. And I mean, hey, if you like googie mud cake, that's great. But you might change your mind. You might want a moist piece of cake. Do you get what I'm saying? So just be careful, because this person actually has a lot of chemistry with you. If you had been saying to yourself, look, you know, maybe they didn't like me, maybe they weren't attracted to me, didn't really get off the ground, what they're saying here is that they have still continued to think about you. This person is actually very attracted to you. Oh God, your guides crack me up. Okay, I'm lonesome tonight. Elvis Presley. You got some random songs coming through. This person, I feel they're taller than you. I feel that they're very quietly spoken. They're very intellectual. I do get that they're tired of a situation they're in at this point, and I do feel they're leaving it. I do not feel him anymore. Feels like it is over, frankly. Look, it's really hard because we do have a twin flame documentary up on YouTube. I have coached twin flames probably for the last 7 years. Didn't really know anything to do with the term many moons ago. I've always been a psychic medium. So for me, over the last, I have been since I was a child, and, you know, only came on YouTube, I'd say, about 7 years ago. Prior to that, I had a Facebook channel, and to develop the gift, because you really do, not that you want to be a psychic medium, but when you have a gift, if you don't develop it, you will get a lot of psychic attacks. So you have to learn how to manage it. So during the previous 2 years, I had up to 10,000 on Facebook. I was just constantly doing free readings. When I did stumble across the term twin flame, some things for me at a humanistic experience started to make more sense. Again, we don't need a tag to know. There are particular... Do I believe everyone is a twin? No, I don't. Do I believe there are certain individuals that are older souls that are reincarnated and they come into this life cycle and you have some life path? I mean, a lot of us can look at birth charts and we can see life paths in it. We can also, through a birth chart, see previous incarnations and situations to that degree. I do firmly believe that if you are a twin, I don't know what that dog's doing. I firmly believe, especially from experience viewing twins, you wish you could lose your twin, but until the karma is cleared between the both of you, you just can't. It may go quiet. You may choose an easier path. Usually what is going on your side of the fence is something that can be blocking it. I really don't know what that dog's doing. Did you hear that? Pray for me. You can't lose them, okay? And when you don't feel it, it can be because you're very focused on the 3D. The other can be we're spiritually protecting ourselves. I have had to put bush fence, not bush fence, fencing around my garden because I have a puppy. And because she has Staffy in her, she just wants to chew everything. You know, I put the irrigation in and she chewed 20 sprinklers. Then from there, I replaced them again and she got back in there. She's busy. She's busy messing Mama's garden up. And then she chews my hand and then I say to her, you need to stop, and she just settles down. But back to the energy. You can't lose your twin. Like if you are effectively a twin, there's a couple of signs, right? Whether we are twins or not, there is always healing. And once we're healed, we can have the healthiest relationship. What's her zodiac sign? Gemini, Taurus. We've got party animal outside. Okay. We've got a combination between Dawn and, let me think. You naughty girl. I'm not here. For all I know, she could be chasing a possum. She's called Mama. No, that's my cat. I heard that she's being moody. I'll have to check her after. Laura. Stop it. Settle down. Naughty girl. She's probably going to jump on the window now. Okay, who do we have next? She's like, Mum's angry at me. Okay, so you can't lose it. I know we can get upset. There are cycles. So, you know, sometimes it's that we happen to be in a relationship and energetically it's like, why can't the person save us? It's like, because that's your path. Where you are at the moment is your path to heal, to close, to move. And attachment can be, but, you know, what if the other path doesn't work? Well, is the current path you're currently on working? That's the real subject. So it's about keeping real with things. And generally speaking, honest to God, you can't lose them, okay? You can get some quietness to do your shadow work. And then it comes back. And in the end, when you do all the healing, you can choose a path. You can choose whatever path. Face orange, bit nails, hand orange, covered eyes. Yeah, I mean, once you are like, you can choose any path. And honestly, what I found was the triggers I was getting with TF, I'd get with the soulmate as well. Why? Is because I was still having to, because I was a twin, learn those things. So it's like, just move into them. I always say if there's something that's difficult, that we're dealing with. Like it could be fear-based frequency or anything to that degree. The more you move into that, the less it's going to define you. And it can feel uncomfortable at first. And then after that, you're like, wow, okay, I actually achieved that. That's no longer triggering me. It's not becoming a nav man that is forcing me to avoid things in my life. So just have a look at it. It's a really good time at the moment to journal. But spiritually speaking, this person's definitely thinking about you. Okay, so we do have Giggle. Okay, first card you got up is the intuitive energy, very independent. I can see the scribe in the woman's hand. I see the owl. We mentioned owl totem the other night, and I also feel from a spiritual point of view. That's okay, sweet. From a spiritual point of view, your third eye is opening, but perspective also. It's like bing, bing, bing. You're going to start having light bulb moments, but you are coming through very ascended. You are coming through in a sense that, and it did come through in the previous reading when it did come to divine feminine. We will be given a gift, okay? Now, what we may think is a hindrance and everything we spiritually went through, the lessons we've learned, looking at codependency, enabling, etc., healing, if we know those factors, can we look into somebody that maybe is at a lower frequency and relate to that in a different way? I remember saying to myself many moons ago, if you theoretically, Yildiz, are semi-ascended, don't you be whooping ass, you calm down and then you intellectualize it. And that's kind of how you're showing up. But it is also you being the scribe as well. And, finding energy inside yourself and looking at it and going, okay, I do have this, I do have information about twin, for instance. I do have spiritual energy. I've got, I've got the tools and resources, but what I'm seeing is you've showed up in an assertive way, and it was necessary in this instant. You still feel upset about things, okay? And it's not, this is most recent things, I do believe, you're reviewing, so to speak. You are moving away from it, from drama. But what I get is they're actually saying it's okay to leave drama in the past. And what do I mean by that? Like, if it needs to be readdressed, it will be. I do feel you're protecting your heart space. You are coming up as the Ace of Coins. And it's almost like in this instant, I'm looking at it, and it's like a shield over divine feminine's heart. You also have been wondering, if there's a third-party energy, where this behavior is coming from. But you also can at times feel that if you are exchanging energy, and it is permission-based, I'm seeing here you do have chemistry with this person quite a bit. Don't second guess yourself if you do or don't. Do you know what I mean? So the intimacy energy isn't going to hinder nor progress the connection, because something spiritually here this person is dealing with, and how you showed up with almost psychically, what I'm picking is it was preordained. Sometimes there's triggers that we move into. There could be misunderstandings and arguments and things to that degree. And it does actually activate an element of healing in the other person as well as ourselves. So, it's like a magnet, like attracts like, but the opposites do actually help open up things that need addressing, right? So I'm still saying there's no negative here. You're still going to move through in the next few weeks being deeply, deeply assertive. You are playing for keeps in your life, but you're planting brand new seeds. You're having revelations and ideas. And you're like, I'm not going to be tempted by this. I'm not going to be tempted by this vibration. I don't think it's that, this person is like, look, the next time you come around, you need to communicate with me effectively. You're thinking this person's going to come around and be a little bit bitchy. This for them is a test as far as you spiritually are concerned. It's like, have you ever noticed and this is cliche, I shouldn't put people in brackets. If any human being has been mad, we have like a toilet roll list of grievances. And we hold on to those things. And that's not to say, but, if it piles up and it's one after the other, you reap what you sow sort of energy, it's going to catch up. You are coming through as your outcome card as the Queen of Swords. This person does feel quite burdened from the past, but you've heard it a million times. Yeah, they have to bring that tower down in their own lives. They're a bit shell-shocked. They don't know what to say. It's not that they don't feel that you had valid points. They do want to make balance. They haven't told you everything that actually is going on. To a degree, they kind of hope they don't have to go back to work. Okay, the first thing that's showing here is that person's scared you're going to move on with another person, so you're going to hear from them. What's that song? I think it's a Kylie Minogue song. Get Out of My Way. I love that song. I actually said to Twin the other day, now that we're getting married, it's like, I do have some love songs that I don't mind, but I literally could create an album, and I swear many of you, especially in love, you know, ups and downs, you probably have more miserable songs than happy songs. Ballads. You know, I would catch a grenade for you. Bruno Mars. Nelly Furtado. All good things come to an end. That was another chapter in our connection. How is he reacting? Paranoid that you're going to move forward. Shitting themselves. That's how they're reacting. Still a bit defensive at the moment, but in the back of their mind, really paranoid and worried. They know you're pissed. Yeah. Very. Leo next. Oh, crap. What's going on with you, girl? Now, this is either A, you are directly thinking that there is some sly karmic on the scene. I also think there's a shake-up at work. It's really funny. I actually felt that your energy was picking up. Now, this can be two things. A, if this is not your energy at all, it is another person's. The quadrant in question. I'm seeing a very large amount of busyness. Most welcome, Giggle. What is masculine thinking after yesterday's conversation? Did you mention the karmic at all? Was there a question? Because the first thing that came out was the karmic card. Shady people at work. Yeah, that it does feel shady people at work. But separately, linking to your twin, did you make any reference to exes? Or were you vibing something that's different? Yeah, it's something to do with the karmic. There's some, you did. There you go. Okay. I have to think how they've taken it. There was a silence. Did they know? Yes, but no. Yeah, there were things that you said that they're referencing that they did know, but they didn't know that. Dale, they also didn't know that you had these feelings. I know it sounds stupid, but they felt that a lot of the things that you talked about was very growing. How do I explain it? They're feeling that the tone you were taking, they're also making reference to a gurgle in your voice when you were talking. There was an emotional point in the conversation. They appreciate the openness because they feel that you haven't been open like that with them before. Maybe the reference point is vulnerable. That's kind of what they're making reference to. That there was silence. I'm not saying there wasn't conversation, but there were pauses in between, and this person's very deeply thinking about the context of the conversation. There is a possibility here of movement within the partnership. We do have the partnership energy. Although when we do talk, when we do have grievances, I'm telling you, it's so common in the twin flame path. We physically will get up in our head. We'll make a statement and then we will be so, like, I owned my power. And then days subside and we start freaking out. And it's saying to you, you've had many occasions where grievances have happened in life. You're a human being. Look to the other side of it. And of course, you are going to hear from this person again. So I see this in a positive way. I do see this person single. It's almost like, look, you need to leave those situations in the past. You need to move towards me. It feels positive. I feel at this point they're digesting everything you've said. But some of it felt it was endearing, but they also felt that they hadn't heard you be vulnerable like that before. I hope that helps. We have KM. If you're asleep, KM, I hope you're resting well. We'll pull your cards. I literally didn't finish unloading my car and all the shopping I had to go and do till about 6:30. So tonight was quite rushed. I told him I don't like the way he avoids his responsibilities with the son, that I never fight over money. It's true, which is fair enough. Okay, we have KM. Oh, you got jumpers. Oof, this is heavy. KM, oh God, you got a lot of things in there. Love you, lady. You take care, sweet. I'll see you in the members. What is missing? What is work is going great. I feel great overall, except for a cold. Have the financial estate moving along. He hasn't reached out. Don't you love it? Well, Venus retrograde and the previous Mercury retrograde was to do with wellness, and wellness subjects can come up in the collective by December. Also, while Chiron's retrograde, we can get more rundown. Okay, so it's funny because although you're saying things are great, it doesn't look it. Maybe because what you've had to deal with has felt like one thing after another. So, yeah. It's almost like if it has calmed down, you're going to have time to unpack. Does that make sense? So it's almost like becoming a piece of glue while things are difficult, really holding yourself together, juggling like a circus act. And then after, it's almost like the dust is falling. You kind of like, could it be a little bit of PTSD from everything, or just, absolute sheer shock that you've been able to complete so much in such a short space of time? Wrapping up contracts of work, I am seeing. I also do feel that you're going to be careful with the individuals you trust. This could be in your social setting or work environment. Child feels they're keeping quiet to do with things. They're still processing. There could be a little bit of rebellion that does rise. You may be wondering if TF is single. To a degree, sometimes you are wanting a relationship. Other times you feel you'd prefer to be alone. It's just less complicated. Sometimes you're making statements that person is not thinking about you at all. I can see an individual that is around TF that does know you. I do feel there is a turnaround, and the turnaround can be in the location that they're actually living. It's going to take you by surprise. Look, you're ready to conquer the world. I do see some travel on the plans. Be really careful towards December and January. Just be open-minded to delays. You are going to have an outcome to do with two paths. I feel that, okay, you still could be feeling that if you had a conflict with this person, that it still remains, and they're asking you to let it go. You can readdress it, but it needs readdressing when communication and movement happens. But they're saying, don't put that kind of seed in your mind to say that because X, Y, and Z happen, there's going to be no movement, because they're saying there is. But I do see two suitors here. So there is a potential of two paths or two suitors that can come about. But there could be a heaviness that's cropping up. Or if it's not a heaviness, it's having to unpack and process everything that's just gone down. Because even when we say we're reviewing, sometimes everything needs to stop in order for that to happen sometimes. I hope that helps. But overall, it doesn't look bad. I just think from the mindset, it can feel a bit testing. Okay? Cosmic Journey. What do we have for you, my love? Oh, God. Girl. Okay. You're like, when's this person going to give up? When is this person going to give up on a karmic path and just move forward? I do feel there is going to be a very large conversation very soon, and this will be to do with you and your twin, retirement, where you're going to be, what your hopes, dreams, and aspirations are about. And I feel it's a very private conversation. I also feel you could be going to a cabin. This could be with this individual. It does feel like it's going to be a road trip. Hi, Dal. There's magic that's going to come about. Most welcome, sweet. Yeah, it's come out twice. You literally, I would be open to surprises, but I can say both the Devil card at a point and, what was the other card? The Ten of Swords. So you're looking at it and you're like, I really thought you would have dropped it by now. What you're dealing with currently is unmanageable. You also feel in the status quo of how things are, that it's unsuitable for you. It's not that you are rejecting that person or wanting that movement, but I definitely am seeing a getaway with a cap in hair. Okay, this person's at a crossroad. I feel between Thanksgiving and Christmas, there can be a major decision. I do feel this person is very worried, although I do tune this relationship into be a very platonic relationship. How could I explain it? Maybe individuals sleeping separate. You're somebody I just used to know, could be in accommodation setting, but it feels very distant, if you know what I mean. I also feel you're going to be pouring a lot of energy. If you feel all of a sudden you just want to tweak things, change them around, trust your instincts, especially if you're looking at items and wanting to put them away. Pay attention, journal, because I do think that there's going to be a shift in your path, and I think it's going to happen very quickly. But at an intuitive level, you're probably going to pick up on it before it actually happens in the 3D. It does look positive here. I just feel a need and a requirement to have a chat to do with maybe some of your goals and where you stand. But this is a lot to do with the relationship between the both of you. You're kind of calling BS relating to the karmic, because spiritually how the cards are showing is that you potentially may feel this person is constantly going to manipulate and maybe there'll be no movement. So it's going to come up in a conversation piece between you and this individual. Shazza! Last but not least, and I hope I didn't miss anyone, do come through and join us super chats. I'll tell you when the In the Dark is, as far as I know when it is. We've been having some interesting experiences with StreamYards, with the time converter. Okay, we have In the Dark will be on the 26th, okay? And it will automatically be scheduled to the members. Chester. Thanks, Sway. I'll probably see you guys in the members anyway. I'll give you a squiz of the things and give you a tour of everything. Can't keep you out of the loop. At some point, depending on a video, I may have a video for YouTube of the wedding. We'll see. No promises, but we will see. Okay, what do we have? Now, if I go to the very top, she did ask her question, I believe. I think she said whatever comes up. I feel you, girl. Okay. What do we have? Shasta actually lives in Australia, so their time zone is actually ahead of Perth. So she will be very sleepy. And a big shout out to Carrie. I'm thinking about you at this time. She's got big changes happening in her life. Oh, okay. First thing I see is a family member. This could be a person that is overseas, interstate. I feel they're coming through. I feel you have lady luck around a home. Thanks, Jan. If I'm awake. Wake me up. Okay. Oh, man, you're going to have a win with this situation. Something's going to go in your favor. I literally feel there is a possibility here that you can mess with this person's head. There's a bit of vengefulness coming through. I don't think it's intentional. I think it's comical. So I'll leave it at that. Yeah, it feels comical. Again, I do see you having to go and come many, many times, like moving back and forward, having a lot to do in your day. I feel you're going to notice from this person's eye contact that something in them has actually changed and their attitude towards you. I feel you've backed off, but I feel you're going to move back into the circumstance in a different way. And there is going to be a truce and balance between the both of you. Something could have triggered you over the last 3 weeks. And I'm hearing the term doing the internal work. This person's very regretful. This person, if there's any conflict ever between the both of you, this person thinks about it for a long time. I'm saying a car. I'm saying a yellow vehicle. I don't know whose that is. This could be the individual who's passed over that's actually given me the message. But this feels like an older soul. It doesn't feel something most recent. Okay, there could be some bad news that TF is going to experience. It is going to pass, but it is going to feel yuck at the time. It's going to cause a lot of stress for this person. This person's very jealous. It feels as though a trigger from the past is coming up. And for them, it's like this revelation, oh my gosh, I'm in love with this person. Why am I relating to it in this way? I do think this person's having like really in-depth dreams. I'm noticing the purple through it. It's almost like the guides are saying, the one that got away. There is going to be a purification of this situation. But I feel if there's triggers coming up for this person, it's actually pushing them to be better for you. You could miss this person's phone call. This person has actually woken up and turned over and felt like you were there, but then realized you're not. They're showing me a date. Let me see. I want to break free. There's a transit that they're making reference to. So I'm going to have a quick look for you. Go into December. Love zone could be challenging by the 13th of December, but big changes really in December relating to love, deeper commitments, karmic breakups. There is a possibility if you are in communication with this individual, there can be some, what would the word be? Non-agreements. Yeah, this person does obsess about you. They're good at poker face, but you know, they're wanting to be with you full on. They also are making reference to an unwell relative. I hope that helps. I love you, Zol. I'm going to get ready and go to bed. And I will see you probably Monday in the members, but stay tuned for the community tab and I'll give you a heads up of all the new things. Those of you that have donated, thank you very much. And I hope to see all of you very soon. Take care, yeah. Any questions while I'm setting up ready to go? I hope so. Take care, sweet. Have a good morning or night. And yes, at some point there will be the adjustments and changes, and hopefully I will be able to get them all set up during the Christmas break. See you soon.